Hey guys, welcome back. I just want to update you guys as far as what's going on with my X5, kind of like why I had a few days where I haven't uploaded any videos. I apologize about that, but I had a lot of things going on. I'm sure you've probably seen it on the news, or if you follow my Instagram about the wildfire. Really, what's this noise? Sorry, I'm upstairs. It seems like something like this happens always when I'm filming outside or in the garage. My neighbors are making noise, hammering things. So anyway, there were fires that happened, and it, had me at work that day, and I was getting a text alerts, kind of like saying, "Hey, prepare this area up for evacuation," and that area got evacuated. Then it was moving along towards me. It was like at least it got one street away from me. And I would say within the last, like, when they got within a half mile, I said, let's just go ahead and evacuate. Whether or not they picked it or not, they said. But I know that the nearby Air Force Base got evacuated too. Obviously, it was not a good, it was a worrisome experience, I'll put it that way. At the time, my kids were on base and I was unable to get them. It was, making a long story short, Lex and I evacuated. She loaded up her car, loaded up the X5. We took off, and we stayed at a friend's house, overnight. Next morning, we were able to return back to our house. Felt like everything was starting to kind of calm down a little bit. Obviously, it was bad. I mean, I've never seen where the smoke clouds have covered the sun so much where it looks like it's nighttime. And it was like that when I left work that morning. And then I shouldn't even went to work. I should have stayed home. But I was thinking, oh, maybe it'll pass. Or I knew that at one point it was Napa. But anyway, I stayed there, and I tried to vlog a little bit, but I realized I needed to pay attention with traffic. It was too much going on because we were taking different directions. It was starting to gridlock around some of the main streets, get to the highway. Highway was closed off. But anyway, we made it. But I just want to kind of fill you guys in on the X5. Reason why I'm making this video. I'm probably going to trade it in or sell it. I'm not sure yet. I ordered a telematics board to see if that will work. It was less than $100. It wasn't that bad. Just plugged it in, didn't work. Okay, kind of like, all right, didn't work. So now it has got to be the head unit of the iDrive, which you guys have been extremely helpful. You guys have shown me links. You might say, hey, look, try this out. And I've been looking at all these different systems, and I'm like, wow, this is actually perfect because I can get Apple CarPlay and cheaper than what the dealership is offering. Even on eBay, you can get some for like $1,000. And and they say it's pre-coded, but of course, if you order through a reputable site, you get that warranty, for sure it's going to work for your car. So I probably would end up spending a little bit more. So I said, before I even do that, before I even go that route of replacing this whole system and paying this money into this car just for the real-time traffic purpose, I want to see exactly what, if my car can be tuned. So I ordered a tune from boot mode because everybody recommended boot mode. So boot mode, it was, I believe, $8.95. So $8.95. You purchased a license. I uploaded it the next morning. I was trying to upload it. Had my computer in the car. Ran through its checks. I mean, when the car was going through, it seemed to be normal upload. You know how the car goes through. It's almost scary at first watching it because all these errors are popping up on the dashboard. Different lights are popping on. And what was happening was, obviously, it's just rewriting the computer, telling, okay, perform this way. And I'm excited because I'm ready to go. I'm going to drive the car. I'm like, yes, my power is going to come back. And this was the stage 1 ACN tune. So I wasn't sure if I would like it or not, but the stage 1 91 ACN tune is supposed to be like what's called for Arizona, California, Nevada, because apparently we get poor quality fuel. There's 93 octane, and then obviously when you come past, west of the Rockies, there seems like you only can get 91 octane. But then when you get to California, you get lower quality 91 octane, so it's bad. So this was a tune I was trying to upload, and it gets to 86%. And now my car is connected to a battery charger. I know you're probably thinking, but the car's connected to the battery charger, everything seems fine. I'm hearing this fan running, which is normal because I have flash tunes before. I flash tuned my previous Mercedes 63 AMG before, so I know it's like when the fans run, things like that. My Mini Cooper was also flash tuned. Obviously, this is the first time I've done it through a computer. Other times I've done it through just a handheld device. But anyway, 86%, it freezes. And it holds there for a while. Then it says failed. I get a red error that says failed. And I'm thinking, great. So I try to run through it again, same thing. So I was like, all right, well, let me see if I can take this off. And then now I have these errors that are still stuck on my dashboard. So I was like, all right, no problem. Because even the tune, even boot mode suggested on the dashboard to turn cycle the key or cycle the start button 3 times. So I turned it off and on 3 times. Still the fan, whatever, I think I wasn't even a fan, I think it was a fuel pump was running continuously and it was loud and it wouldn't turn off. So I said, okay, well, let me try to start the car. The car wouldn't start. I was scared. I was like, OMG, my car, I just bricked my ECU right here. I'm in the garage. I said, I just made my car a 5,000 pound paperweight just sitting here in the garage. I'm not gonna be able to move it. I'm costing more money. I'm gonna have to replace these computers in the car. It's just gonna be a mess. So I'm emailing boot mode. Of course, it's a Saturday morning and it says their technical support is only available Monday to Friday. And I'm just in a panic mode. I'm emailing them frantically. Hey, I'm sure my grammar or my spell checker was off. I'm like, please help me. My car won't start. I tried to upload tune to 86%, so I'm like, all right, no problem. I have my Beamer Link, which I should do a video on that too. I have a Beamer Link app. So I was like, I'll plug that in, I'll clear the codes, and we can just move on from there, and I can restart my car. Beamer Link couldn't even read my ECU. It kept shutting down, kept crashing. It wouldn't even read my ECU. So fortunately, someone from boot mode, which I was surprised, they responded back. They said, okay, try to upload your factory tune. So I clicked on the stock, upload the stock. Everything worked out perfect. Car, the fuel pump turned off. It ran through its checks, 100%. The car was able to crank up. It started, ran fine. So I asked him, should I upload the stage 1 tune again? Try this again. He said no. He says your DME, and I don't know how they were. I thought he was just guessing, but I emailed technical support again to see. But apparently they can able to look at the cloud and see exactly what your car was doing in the cloud with their tune. He says apparently my DME is locked. So guys, remember when I took my car to the dealership and they did a software update trying to fix my connected drive issue? They updated my car. Apparently with the latest update that they upload to my car, it cannot be tuned. It has to be bench flashed. It cannot be, like what I'm doing right now. It has to be either taken to a shop or I have to remove the DMEs out of the car, which I have put messages out there on Beamer Post, and I've asked around different shops and no one knows, give me advice. So I've emailed boot mode, hey, do you have a write-up on how to remove the DME out of the car? And boot mode even responded back and said, your best bet is to take it to a mechanic. So I'm thinking, great. What? I mean, when it rains, it pours, right? I mean, it seems like it just keeps going. So I'm just frustrated. I'm just thinking, great, I gotta find another shop to take my car to. I gotta figure out how to get this thing tuned. Should I leave it stock? So, like I said, I'm used to the power. I'm thinking maybe I can just tolerate it stock. And it's probably, I mean, the 50i isn't slow. That's the thing about it. It's not slow, but the fact that I was just spoiled with this power for so long, it's hard to go back. It really is, guys. It really is. If you drive one of the 50i's, you more likely be happy with it. You're gonna love it. Because I mean, I was pretty content with it when I test drove one, but when I obviously bought one, I was like, oh, this one's fast. And I loved it, and I've been used to it. So, so what ended up happening there was I ended up getting a refund, my $8.95 from boot mode, because I couldn't get the ECU out, the dealer DME. I couldn't get them out of the car. Can't get it tuned. I've emailed, because I went to their dealer locator where they've had their suggested people that do, obviously do their tune to see if they can do a bench tuning there. I come to their shop. So I sent multiple emails out to like 3 or 4 shops and say, hey, are you able to tune my car? Are you able to do this? Bench flash it, And all of them responded back to me the next day, and they said, I'm sorry, either I don't have, either I don't have the space, or I don't have the tools to do a bench flash, or someone doesn't have the knowledge of how to remove the DME or anything like that, or someone doesn't know what I was talking about, even though they're on a dealer locator. Say, oh, I got to talk to my tuner, and I just never heard anything back. So me not able to tune my car back, the fact that I've tried to see if I can get the bench flash it there, I can't get the DMEs out, it's telling me that I can't get this car tuned. I contacted Active Auto Work. I recommended a dealer from there. They said that they also could not tune my car. So I'm just stuck. I'm stuck. If I can get it tuned, I will then, look into upgrading the iDrive. But for me, if I upgrade the iDrive, I'm still not happy with the car. I don't want to go halfway. I don't want to put money to it if I'm not going to keep it. This is where I'm at right now. I hate to do it. I even found some used iDrive units on eBay for like $600, and it doesn't look that hard to replace. I just want the power back. That's all I wanted. I'm not happy. And if you're not happy with the car, I feel like if you're not happy with the car, you shouldn't keep a car, because you make the payment on something, or you're paying for something that you're not happy with. So this is where I'm at. Make a long story longer. I decided that I think I'm going to trade it in for an X5M. So I looked at a blue one, because Long Beach blue is obviously my top color. I would like Melbourne red. I found one dealership that had both Long Beach blue and Melbourne red. Unfortunately, the Melbourne red was in my price range, but it was lower. It had lowering springs, had aftermarket wheels. I said, and it didn't have that Bang & Olufsen. After experience Bang & Olufsen, do you really want to go back down to Harman Kardon? It's just, so you get used to these things. It's hard to go back. Just like if you buy a luxury car, it's hard to drive. It's hard to go back down to a regular car. If you drive BMWs, you almost drive a Honda. Not saying that Hondas are bad and you get a lot of luxury features with the Honda, but most enthusiasts buy BMWs because they are the ultimate driving machine. They drive so well. They drive nice. See what I'm saying? So you get spoiled with these things. It's hard to go back. It's hard to go back to Harman Kardon. I tried to listen to it. It didn't sound that great to me, because I'm used to Bang & Olufsen. My ears are already fine-tuned for that. Just like I can't, when I drive my daily Civic, it's just, I know that what I'm getting with the Civic, I know that it's Honda's like kind of basic sound system. I'm not going to expect anything with it, but I'm just disappointed. So anyway, it was extremely hot that day. We were going through a heat wave during that time. I think it was 105 degrees. I looked at that car and I said, you know what? I'm just too hot. I'm gonna come back another day and I'll test drive it. And I went back out and I saw another one at CarMax. It was Donington Gray. It looked great. It was my price range, had lower miles. It was a 2016. Hey guys, welcome back. I am at CarMax and I am just going to look at this X5M, just looking. Maybe do a test drive just to make sure that this is what I want or even want to look for. So you can see here, the X5 is behind me, X5M. It's the Donington Gray, and it has the black interior. Bang & Olufsen sound system. So let me just take a look at it. Let's go over to the outside. Boy, it's got some curve on it. That sucks. Front brake pads look good. Feels good. That's good too. Hot. That was an X5. It was like a 35i. Thing just took off. I want to sit in it. So of course, you know, I sat in it, and then I'm sitting here like, okay, you know, Carmen Scrap was with me, and I just felt like, you know what, I just want to drive it. I'm already familiar with the dimensions on it. I'm already kind of familiar with the X5 as far as going over the car. Either I'm gonna like it or I'm not gonna like it. So, you know, let's have a test drive. She's like, all right, I'll get it started for you. You know, so I had to have a seat back in the waiting room, and as I'm waiting, it took almost an hour, it seemed like, to get the car ready to go. I mean, I was there for about a good 45 minutes, and I'm on call. And I was hoping I'm not on call. I hope I don't get called back in while I'm waiting, because I have to, I really want to test drive it. And also too is, also get called while I'm driving this X5M, probably am taking it to work with me. But eventually the X5 pulls up under the canopy, for disinfection and sanitizing process. And I get it, it's COVID. Everybody's taking these extra precautions. But, as it goes through this, when she pulls it up, nice girl, I'm not blaming her because she's not familiar, because I did the same thing when I bought my M3. But the shifter doesn't have a park button or anything like that. And I just see her pull up, and she's like, her phone comes out, and she's trying to figure out how to put the car in park. And I'm like, oh. So I walked out there and I say, hey, this is what you do. Just put it back in drive, switch ignition off, and it'll go to park. And she's like, yeah. And she's really? I said, yeah, just do it. And she did it, and the car went to peep, went to park mode, and it was good to go. So I jumped in it. They told me I had a 20-minute test drive. Basically, timer starts when I leave the parking lot, so I make sure I set my timer. And like I said, I'm pretty familiar with X5s, and I know like size, what I'm expecting. I just want to know, is the performance going to satisfy me? Where I can move up to this and still be happy, or am I disappointed? So I took it out. My first thing, jumped on the on-ramp. Had a little curve going into it, and I will tell you what, this X5M is a whole different animal when it comes to the handling. It was amazing how well it just took this turn. I was like, all right, when I get to this on-ramp, I'm going to take the one close to my work, where you guys have probably, if you watch my morning commute videos, you've probably seen it, where I fly around these there's that one, it's a right-hand turn, it just sweeps. I'm going to take that, I'm going to go in that turn. So I accelerate on the ramp, and I was thinking, it makes some sound. It picked up speed, but it didn't blow me away on acceleration. I was like, all right, you know what? Forget it. I'll just use my phone. I'll film it way back. I'll just compare the two cars, and that way I'll decide from there. But let me see how it is on drive. So I'll play with the suspension modes and see which one I like better, feel like, what it is. The X5M feels like, when I'm in comfort mode, it feels like my 50i in sport. Like the suspension feels like how they ride similar. Obviously, Sport Plus would be something that I probably would never use unless I'm by myself. Or maybe if I'm on call, maybe my call mode, I guess, you know. But um, it's one of those things where I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I felt like I was really driving something exclusive, something special. Different. I mean, it was a whole different feeling. It's almost like a Porsche Cayenne feeling, but I'm not driving a Porsche Cayenne. I'm still just under the radar where I'm just not there yet. I'm just, hey, I can be, I can perform like that level, but I'm still sophisticated enough to wear my suit and tie in a way, that aspect. But I jumped on the highway, jumped on that next curve actually, and I was like, wow, this thing is performing, is glued to this ramp. I mean, I was probably 55 miles an hour on this ramp, on this curve, and where my 50i normally takes that about 45 miles. You know, it was a difference, and I think the main thing is the tires and suspension. I mean, my tires, my X5 still grips well. I think the body roll is a lot more on the 50i, and the body roll is masked a lot on the 5M. I think you just feel the weight more on the 5M because the tires and suspension are already like great performers. The only thing now is left is the weight. I'm not buying this car to be a corner carver, but like I said, I do for my purpose and my enjoyment. This is what I'm looking for. I just wish it had a little more power. And I thought maybe it was just placebo. Maybe I'm just used to tune power, but I'm like, no, I just feel like my 50i is quicker. So I thought, you know what? On my way back, I'm gonna do this. What I'm gonna do. I'm going to film it with my phone. I wish I brought drag it with me, but I didn't. But I'm gonna use my phone. I'm gonna hold it on the steering wheel like I have done with you in the past, guys. I've done this. I'm not like looking at my phone, watching it record. I'm looking straight ahead. I'm just holding the phone at, you know, right above the steering wheel as I'm holding the steering wheel. And I accelerated on ramp to about from zero. I stopped at the end of the ramp and I waited till car traffic cleared up, and then I jumped back on the highway. So about 100 miles an hour is where I got my speed at the end of the ramp. And I was like, all right, it just didn't feel the same. It felt like my 50i pushed me, shoved me back in the seat more. Like it just had that feeling. And plus the 50i just has that V8 sound that you kind of like, what you're familiar with. The 5M, even though the same engine is tuned differently, it just has more of a DTM sound, like I don't know how to describe it. It doesn't sound much like a V8. If you can think of a M5, like an F10 M5, that's what it sounds like. It doesn't sound bad. It just not what it just threw me off guard. But I'm gonna let you guys watch the videos now. Now that you watch the videos, you see what I'm talking about. It feels like the 50i. Did it seem like a little bit quicker? I know the temperature was slightly different, by 5 degrees cooler, but my guess is either the 5M, the dealership is probably putting in 87 octane, and the timing is just being pulled a lot to where you can't even, it's not getting its full 567 horsepower because it should be performing better. It should be blowing me away. Guys, if you have an X5M and you're watching this video and you say, you know what, that's not how it performs, it should be performing better, let me know in the comments because I want to know. I don't want to, I mean, I'm gonna probably find another one to drive. I just don't want to be disappointed. I don't want to spend extra money trying to buy a different car and then feeling disappointed again. And I also looked at some 2019s. like the G05, try to look at some of those to see if I could find like a 50i or even an M50i, even remotely in my price range. This is what feels more like I'm upgrading. You know, if this is going to cost me money, guys. I mean, I'm going to take a loss, not really a loss, but you know, I did put a stealth hitch on this. You know, that was $1,200 for the stealth hitch for my 50i, and I'm gonna have to basically do the same thing again. So, and also get the Windows tinted, and then probably look into getting this X5. You know, Windows tinted, ceramic coated. It's going to be a lot more money than what it cost me to trade out. And you know, but I want to be happy. I think if you're paying for something, you should be happy what you're paying for. Life is too short to be buying something that if you're not happy. And like I said, I was spoiled with the power. Unfortunately, I had extra power in my X5, and I wish that I didn't get that sample of that. Now I want it back. I want it back. If I can't get it back, and all these roadblocks keep blocking me, saying that I can't get the cartoon back because of the software version, I'm going to trade it out. I'm going to trade it. So I'm happy. Like I said, I just couldn't find a 50i. I'm sorry, a newer 50i or M50i in my price range. You know, as far as a X5M in a new style, forget about it. They haven't depreciated enough. But I think I'll be happy with the 5M for a while. Also, I haven't driven one yet, but I'm considering a Mercedes GLE 63 S. I like them. I like the sound, like the powertrain. It sounds good on paper, but I don't know if I would like it long term, because that back half, it looks like a minivan. I don't know why. It just says minivan to me. A minivan that sits up high. It looks like a 63 AMG that's just blown up. Like someone just took a thing and blew it up. You know, I'm not sure if I don't know. If I find one, I might drive one, but I don't know if I'm gonna like it. Interior has the older style command system. I prefer BMW's interior better, to be honest with you. Porsche Cayenne Turbo S, found one in my price range, found one actually a pretty good spec. What I like about Porsche is the fact that the year I'll be getting will be a 14 or 15. And I feel like the tech doesn't match up to what I get the BMW. Porsches are good. I'm not going to take away from Porsches. Porsches are good. Porsches are harder to find in your spec than it is for BMW. And the fact that I'm feeling like I'm not getting the technology I think BMW is better bang for your bucks, put it that way. I can get a less expensive BMW and get the same performance than I would have to pay more for the Porsche. And like I said, I just feel like I acquired a lot of my subscribers with my X5 content, and I hate to trade out again. I did the exact same thing. I had my Audi Q7. My channel was just starting to grow. I had just grown to 150 subscribers, and then I traded out and got the X5. So that's where I'm at. I don't know if trading out to an X5M would I lose subscribers, or people were like, you know what, I would prefer to see the regular X5, not the M content. They're very similar cars. I don't know the ratio, but I feel like a lot of people like my X5 content. I don't know the ratio of people who have the 5Ms as opposed to the 35Is and the 50Is. So I don't know yet. I'm going to contemplate a little bit more. Obviously, I have a camping trip coming up. Well, you guys don't know about it, so I kind of leaked that out. Yes, I have a camping trip coming out. I am pulling a 28-foot travel trailer. It's about 6,000 pounds. It's going to be near the limit of the 7,700 pound limit of the stealth hitch, but I am taking a 2-hour road trip. I'm going to film that. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts, my input on it, and now at least you guys see what a 50i would do stock. Once I'm done with that trip, I will then focus closely on considering if I'm going to switch out to a different vehicle. But guys, I'm renting that travel trailer. If you guys want to see more towing, especially people who are curious about how it's going to tow, I plan to do that. So guys, thanks for watching and subscribe. And thank you guys for all your helpful tips, your support. You guys have linked me basically options, a lot of options I wasn't even considering. I was just going to go on eBay, you know, spend $600, buy like a iDrive, basically a used iDrive module, and put it in my car. But now, like I said, I know the Apple CarPlay system's out there, and I could buy one from a reputable shop and install it and have Apple CarPlay capability. And I think I've seen prices anywhere from 11 to 17. I think I've seen $1,700, which was a good price considering the dealer wants to charge me $2,300 for not even upgrade the same system that I have. So the fact that I could pay less and get an upgrade, I just need to tune it first. If I can get it cartooned, I will go ahead and move forward with that. I just don't want to tune it and then not be able to. I don't want to be able to put this iDrive here, spend this extra money, and then not be able to tune it. So that's where I'm at. Thanks for watching.